Okay, so listen, I'm not against Manchester United getting a centre-back. I just don't think we need one priority right now. But it does look like United have made a serious move for a centre-back that Ruben Amorims is very familiar with. In fact, a bid has gone in, according to sources in Portugal. We're going to get into the story around Gonzalo Inacio and what's happening there with the Sporting centre-back. Marcus Rashford updates and where we're at with that right now. It is moving very, very fast. Updates on Kobe Mainoo. Two players at United were linked with this window that have just had major cold water. In fact, we might as well say ice put on the two deals that we could possibly be seeing happening this month. And Anthony updates as well as everything else, and a tiny little look ahead to the game tomorrow. I'm sure you've already seen Marcus Rashford, of course, out of the squad for an 8th game. This is now, I think, all well and truly done and finalised, I think. It's quite clear what's happening right now. We're going to get into the Rashford situation, of course, in a moment. We have some big updates on that, by the way. But a lot has happened from the morning show up until now. Obviously, there's a lot of football being played. But my God, Manchester United, when a transfer window is open, are we not headline news every single hour? Oh my God, it's like everything is going on. Like the Inacio news. Let's get into that first of all. Obviously, please get your comments in on this one. We've got a poll running right now. I just want to test where people are at. And I think a lot of you are talking sensibly in the chat. I've seen a few comments already before we actually kick-started the show talking about why we might want a centre-back in. But the poll is, are you surprised United are going for a centre-back? And I say this just because if we are going to commit money to someone, are there other positions that we desperately need more than a centre-back right now? I think I built a case saying that this morning, but hey, look, it is what Ruben Amorims needs, and ultimately, I have always said this all along, if he wants a certain player, we back him. I made the big point this morning about saying what he is and what he's bringing to Manchester United, and we need to be fully behind him and supportive of him in what he wants. If he wants a centre-back, we get him a centre-back. Simple as. I just don't we've got enough money to get other players that we desperately need. So where has this come from? What is the story? What is happening with Gonzalo Inacio right now? Well, there's been loads of talk about this and what's actually gone on. Manchester United have made Gonzalo Inacio a top priority for their defence. They will probably try and buy him in the summer. That came out first from Record Portugal, but then we found out that Gonzalo Inacio's agent held talks with Manchester United this week, and the club could come forward this month with an offer of a loan with an obligation to buy for €40 million. Inacio has a €60 million release clause, but Sporting want at least €40 million to sell him. Now, we're looking at this towards the money's going to be spent in the summer, but the realism of this and what's being said here, and no one's pulled cold water or come into detail on this yet. I'm sure it will come, and we'll find out if this is genuine or not sooner or later. But there are a couple of sources now talking about Gonzalo Inacio. He has been a name that has been linked with United before. He was on our list of possible centre-backs for the summer. He was linked strongly with Manchester United. Another year on, Ruben Amorims moves. Obviously, we're looking at players. Seriously, we're looking at 3 players significantly right now that have all played for Ruben Amorims under Sporting. And I get where everyone's getting them nervous little jitters again. How are we getting a Ten Hag 2.0 here with players that he's used before? Look, one thing what we have got is Ruben Amorims sticking to his system where Ten Hag didn't. The players that Ten Hag worked with are in a worse league. All respect to the Eredivisie, but I said that this morning. Portugal is better, stronger, and the players notoriously come from there are a lot more developed than what we get from the Dutch Eredivisie league. Just from my own, what I've seen, I'd challenge you to try and come back and say otherwise. I really would, but still. And obviously, they know that system that Ruben Amorims is going to stick to. Because Ten Hag brought players in and they were playing a completely different ballgame because he'd given up on his philosophy after 2 weeks. And that was facts. And no one is fitted into anything that he was trying to build because nobody knew what he was trying to build. It was a process, a plan, and a load of crap, basically, where he turned up for a few games a season against big teams and got results. Now, you could argue again, that's what Ruben Amorims has done. In fact, the game against City, the game against Liverpool, where the structure is there. But it wasn't full on. Just sat back and counter-attack and just try and hold City out or Liverpool out in them games. We had just as much possession, just as many attempts and as many clear-cut chances as Liverpool and City in both of them games. In fact, we've had just as many shots and chances created as other teams that we've been beaten by, also in Ruben Amorims' reign. We just make stupid mistakes. Gonzalo Inacio I feel, being as young as he is, if United really, and the actual offer that they're actually saying here in the media is that United are putting in a loan with obligation to buy. So I think United are safeguarding their targets, I feel, for the summer. In case, worst case scenario, do we need Inacio in right now? I've said this before. Look, if it helps Ruben Amorims work his system, it helps him implement what he wants in games. If you've got a leader at the back there who knows what Ruben wants, it was just strange that we actually just triggered Harry Maguire's year contract extension. That's all I'm saying. I just thought with that happening, I honestly thought that, especially for this season anyway, that we would probably look elsewhere. Left wing back was supposedly the priority, but this has come completely left field on everybody today. And I don't think anyone sort of, I don't think it caught everyone off guard. I don't think anyone was expecting it. And I like Gonçalo Inacio. I think he's a good defender. I think he is just coming of age. He has just started to make his way into the obviously, no, he's not just started to make his way. He is a defender for Portugal. He is in the matchday squads with them on international duty. Obviously, there is a lot of competition for places in that Portugal side, so not featuring all of the time. But now that Pepe is retiring, you're looking at the likes of Fernandes, Inacio coming in there for Portugal. Experienced player. Obviously knows Bruno, will know Dalot, will know Ruben Amorims. I think we'll slot in quite well with all of the South American contingent at Manchester United, which is very strong. And I think we are starting to build a core of, I would say, sort of real professional footballers. And I'm not saying that everyone else wasn't before, but we're obviously dealing with other scenarios, with other players and situations that are going on right now that don't look professional. But Inacio, I mean, talk to me, everybody. Get into the chat and let me know what you feel. Is he the right type of player we need? Is he the right player, as in that position as well? I know that the price looks appealing, but we've said this before. We cannot just be looking at players because they're cheap. But this does go down the road of he is a very, very good defender who knows Ruben Amorims, who knows what he wants from him at the right price, at the right age, and can develop even more. And he fits into every single profile of what Ineos would have bought in the summer. And I'm sure he was on our list in the summer as well. Or Ten Hag probably would have turned him away, to be honest, because he doesn't rate him off like he tried to do with Manuel Ugarte. He had his own system and his own ideas in his head that just didn't work out. But this is what a structure brings. I feel like Inacio would have been on a list, and he's probably on a short list of centre-backs that Ruben Amorims wants. It's just strange to me that this has come now, but and challenge me on this one, or come back at me on where I'm at with this. I just feel, and I said this a moment ago, I feel that Manchester United are trying to safeguard their signings for the summer. I think we are making sure that just in case we don't qualify for the Champions League or we don't get Europe at all, these players are already set and sealed in. So if we can get obligations to buy for any player that we really want, I think United go all in on it. So we'll find out over the next couple of days whether this is actually bang on the money and is true or not. And then we'll take it from there. But I do like I keep calling him Inacio. I like that name. I think I'll keep with that one. But no, I like Inacio. I think he's a good player. I would have had Diamande. That would have been my choice from Sporting. I said it this morning. I'm not going to move away from that. I'm not saying that Inacio is like the option B, or he isn't as good. Like, they work as a two, and obviously I feel like Inacio still will be better than a lot of what we've got at Manchester United. And it is important. The big thing in this, we've said it a few times there, he understands what Ruben wants, he understands the system, and he can come in and just hit the ground running. Well, you would hope so anyway, especially if United are really pushing for a player with a loan with an option to buy. And that's a chunk of our budget for the summer, that. It really is. And that's the only thing. Like, is there any money aside here that we don't know about? Is this changeover of financial year this summer going to be a big one for United? Have we cleared something out of the way? I don't know where the money is coming from, because we need 5 players. And centre-back was bottom of the list. It really was. I had goalkeeper, striker, an 8, a left wing-back, a right wing-back, and a 10. All ahead of a bleeding centre-back right now. We have got centre-backs in abundance. Remember them days when we actually had, and we were really struggling for centre-backs? They seem to be long gone right now, don't they? But yeah, I mean, come into the chat and talk to me, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We have over 1,500 in the room already. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Get onto the vote as well, please, in the poll. Let's get into some chats. Let's start with a super chat from Art212. He says, "Hey, mate, are you surprised that neither Erik ten Hag nor Ruben Amorims have tried moving Martinez into CDM? Feel like he would be a natural there." No, I'm not surprised. I don't think he can get about that way. Look, I can tell you this for nothing right now because I was a centre-back when I played. Centre-backs are limited, and I'll be honest about that. I did play centre midfield as well, but centre-backs are always looking one way. Always looking one way. They can see the full game in front of them, and there's a reason why they're centre-backs. If you push them into midfield, all of a sudden you're having to look behind you. You're having to look in front of you, sideways. You're not sure because you're isolated on your own. You haven't got your centre-back partners next to you. You haven't got that safeguard. We are not the best of the team. We do a very, very important job, and there are some fantastic centre-backs out there. And I don't want to downgrade the position or anything like that. But no, I don't think you can push a centre-back into that role. There is some that would naturally be good at it. I don't think Leacher is. I don't think he's strong enough to play that role either. I really don't. I think that it is a crucial role. It is a very crucial role. I just don't know, and I can't see him fitting in there personally. I really can't. But look, anything's possible, and I just don't think he's agile. I don't think he has got the speed. I don't think he has got that agility in that role, personally. I stick him at centre-back. He's a brilliant centre-back at what he does. He needs to, and he could do with growing a bit, but obviously, that's wrong in saying that, isn't it? He is good at what he does. I think he does get found out on crosses, though. I think it's quite obvious this season. I'll say it as it is. And it is that he is a little bit short when it comes to them crosses, and it's a problem for Manchester United. So centre-back coming in, I don't know. Who would you partner him with? There's another question for the chat. They're only De Ligt and Yoro that have any future for me. The rest of the centre backs aren't good enough or too old. Martinez isn't too old though. United Spotlight. Do you not think Martinez? Who said the Amande isn't for sale? I heard Sporting wanted 50 million last summer. It says Almac. Neil says we will be losing centre-backs in the summer. Yeah, Lindelof and Evans don't play now, and we've got an abundance of centre-backs. Like I said before, I don't see Mazraoui playing right wing-back. I don't think he's good enough going forward. He's an outstanding centre-back. He's an outstanding defender, and he's been our best player this season, but he's not a forward-thinking full-back. So where's he going to play? Because we will bring someone else in the summer. I think Mazraoui is probably a better centre-back than he is actually wing-back in this system, that is. But then again, that can change to a 4. Like Amrim has said, it's adaptable. So I like Mazraoui in the back 3, personally. I think it works well for him. And I think he has got the speed and the positional sense to help the other defenders out and the wing-back out. So I think that's his position. I think that's where he belongs, personally. I think that is perfect for Mazraoui there. In this system alone, I think we will bring a wing back in. So I do feel like we have got centre-backs there. I really do. And we've got Kokonki coming through from the back as well, from the academy. So, yeah, I am a little bit surprised. But I'm not surprised that Ruben Amorims wants players that he know his system. And that's another big thing in this as well that we have to take into consideration, like a lot of people in the chat have. Luke Hayden says, we have to be ready for opportunity. A player of this level available for as little as 30 million with his age and profile who knows the system is massive. Good point, Luke. Oakland says he will move Martinez into left wing-back position. Again, he's not good enough going forward. We cannot be putting round pegs in square holes. We've tried it with a few players. He needs to get the best at them positions into the football club. That has to be paramount. That has to be everything, I feel. And if he doesn't, then we are really... We're banging our head against the wall. We're pissing in the wind, essentially, aren't we, a little bit? Because you need, for this system to work, to have the right players. You need to have that master of one trade and not a jack of all. There are players in there that can do a few roles, and they're good to come in behind the scenes, like a Dallo. Someone like that. That is a quality reserve. And still, if the right offer was there, I would still sell Dallo if it gave me the chance to get a better first 11 player through the door. That's where United are at right now for me. So when you look into the summer, yeah, Inacio, Yoro, De Ligt, or a mixture of Mazraoui, Martinez coming in and interchanging it, I wouldn't really be scared about our centre-back situation. I think we're looking quite decent there. I really do. But still, I think we need other positions as more of a priority. But I like the player. I still like the player. I think he is a good player. Like I said, typical Man United, if true, tail wagging the dog, not solving the actual problems, says Ginge. Alan Sayers says, young, left-footed, tall defender. I think it would be a decent addition. Yoro, De Ligt and Gonçalo Inacio could be strong defensive back three. Could be, and it's got a lot of future in it and a few years in there with the age of these players. I think that's what we've got to look at as well. Maybe Martez will be leaving in the summer and Inacio will be his replacement. And maybe he will. You don't know. Anything is possible right now. I mean, Martinez has attracted attention from the likes of Madrid and other clubs. 3 years into his deal. No sign of any new deal coming in for Martinez yet. On that 5-year deal, we're into the realms of the last 2 years for him as well. Are United thinking this? Are they thinking they can get 50 million for Martinez? Look, this is all down to Ruben Amorims. And I've said this before. When you have got a summer with no international football, there's a lot of planning and a lot more time to actually get exactly what you need in place for pre-season and the new season. And I think this is going to be big because these players and new signings and the structure with time, instead of rushing around, having to wait for international tournaments and things like this, I think this summer is going to be absolutely massive for Manchester United. How many times have we said that? Every single summer? Yes. But this one does feel different because of no international football, Ruben Amorims being the manager, a new system, and Ineos in situ. I think that is why it is going to be even bigger this season. It really is. Jeffrey says, any news on Diego Leon's medical? He's on a plane and he's on his way to Manchester. I think he's actually here probably, going after pictures all over social media and pictures in publications earlier on today with Diego Leon leaving South America for Manchester United to come and complete his medical. That was expected to happen this weekend, so I think that might actually be tomorrow. But yes, Jeffrey, that is definitely happening. Adam, do you believe we actually going to sign anyone? No, is the answer. I didn't think so. But when these deals come around, if this turns out to be true, and I'm sure by at least Monday, this story would have advanced or it would have just been put to bed. Look, there's nothing been said about Sporting accepting this offer yet anyway. So what you have to look at is United are willing to get players that they want in January if the option is there. And that, I think, they feel is there because Sporting are willing to let Inacio go. So it's up to United on this one. That's the only thing that would make me feel like we are going to get anybody in at all in this window. Two Smoke 2 says, get the players with weak will and bad vibes gone. Rashford has been a disease on the locker room for years. He's not the only one, but a problem. Mr. Dacia Sandero says, hi Adam, it's quite simple for me. Keep a striker, left wing back, another CDM to cover Agate. I think we need to find a centre-back department, find a centre-back department, but of those... of course, I do trust Amorims. Our keeper terrifies me big time, no. True. Thomas Mikado with the super chat. Ineos, not best in class. Look at Nice. Yep, this is United. We can only look about what's in front of us and not about other things that have gone on in the past, sadly. But I get your point. I do, Thomas. Signs were there, weren't there? We knew what was coming in. They have the opportunity to get better operators. We were all hoping to learn from their experience at Nice. And we do need to give them a few years. We do need to give them a little bit of breathing room with it. Sadly for us fans, and it's going to go against Ineos and their whole ownership, is they are trying to fast forward things too much. And by that I mean obviously what they're doing with the ticket prices. Don't charge fans a fortune for watching shit, basically, is what I would say. Two Smoke 2 has just been gifted a membership by Andy. Thank you, Andy. And welcome to the Members Club, Two Smoke 2. If that is what that is. I'm guessing it's two Roman numerals. I don't know. These names on YouTube, they always get me. Moving on to our man indeed, the main dude at the moment. Mr. Marcus Rashford. Okay, just to clear things up, there was a story that came about earlier on today that Manchester United were doing everything to try and get Kvaratskhelia Kvaratskhelia from Napoli, and we're trying to force a loan swap again with Marcus Rashford into it. Fabrizio Romano has come out and completely killed it dead. It looks like he's going PSG. The deal is pretty much done. Antonio Conte came out earlier on today and said that Kvaratskhelia has told him in person he wants to leave this month. And apparently, Morano has said also that PSG have a contract already done, everything agreed. It looks like Kvaratskhelia Kvaratskhelia is going to PSG, and that is to bed. So Rashford isn't going Napoli. I don't even know if they're going to come to the table with the money that they get from Kvaratskhelia. I have no idea. But what we're hearing right now regarding Marcus Rashford is quite simple. First of all, he is fully in on Barcelona. He knows that he can get a move to Barcelona. He knows he is 100%. He's 100% committed to their cause and what is happening with them. I feel like. Let me just see now what else we've got here, just so I can keep you up to date with this one. So, in terms of the Barcelona one, I'll just read this one out now. Obviously, total agreement there, just to confirm what I was saying a minute ago with Kvaratskhelia. He is going to PSG. Marcus Rashford, Barcelona will make first contact with Marcus Rashford next week, apparently. That's from Revelo. That's the source that's brought that out. But he is open to what is happening at Barcelona. Now, there is another little side act to this, which is Araujo, the centre-back, who is out of favour. Now, we did touch on him this morning, being linked with Manchester United, but the little side act and the subplot to this and what I was saying then is that Juventus apparently are now well down the line in negotiations with Barcelona for Araujo, who is going to go to Italy. And that would then free up Barcelona to go for Marcus Rashford. We did touch on this last night in how Barcelona can actually afford Marcus Rashford in the first place. So that is the angle in from Barcelona. But Gazzetta dello Sport have come out today and also said Marcus Rashford is getting closer to AC Milan. Manchester United are ready to accept a straight loan deal. There is also another report out saying that Manchester United would accept a cut-down price this January and cut their losses with Marcus Rashford for 35 million cash straight deals sold. That is on the table for anybody who wants to take it as well. I think they've done that just in case someone does make money who is at the bidding table and comes in and goes, oh, this is maybe a price we cannot turn down here, because if he does well, which they're expecting him to, otherwise they wouldn't go in and buy him or loan him, then they'd have to pay a lot more in the summer. So I think United are just, again, they're making it very easy for people to come in and approach the club and Marcus Rashford's representatives for the player. They're making this as simple as they possibly can. Straightforward loan, don't worry about it. We'll deal with him again in the summer. If you want to buy him, there you go. If you want to put an obligation in, that's up to you. But you're going to have to kill his wages. And that's the only stipulation. That's the thing that we're dealing with right now. Ultimately, we know that Marcus Rashford has been dropped for the Arsenal game. Again, he's not with the squad. The travelling squad has been named. It's on its way to London right now, staying overnight ahead of the Arsenal game in the FA Cup tomorrow. Rashford's not with the team. That's 8 games straight. We said this morning, the only thing with Marcus Rashford is, and people were quite rightly saying in the chat, he has to agree to a deal as well as Manchester United, as well as the buying club. Everyone, all 3 parties have to agree. It's very true. But the angle United are taking with Ruben Amorims, like I said this morning, is, like now again, out of the squad for Arsenal. This is another huge game that he's missing. And you look at the games that he's missing right now. This is 8 in a row. He isn't getting back in this side. He's not getting anywhere near it. And he knows that if he doesn't make a move happen this month, his chances of playing for Thomas Tuchel are shot to shit. They really are, because he's then got to try and convince someone to buy him in the summer, and United will probably take that knockdown price in the summer, but then he's really got to work overtime, and he's got to play catch-up. He's not playing any competitive football. Look, I feel like Marcus Rashford pretty much has played his last game for Manchester United, and it was him sulking off the pitch against Victoria Pilsen in that win, having been hauled off after 50 minutes because he couldn't give a shit. That's the last that we've seen of Marcus Rashford. Booed off by the hardcore 800 Manchester United fans. That was the last of him. But now it does all come down to what is happening at the negotiation table now with AC Milan. Maybe Juventus. I can't see Juventus now. Maybe for straight loan they might take it. I don't know. But if they're going for Araujo, then I can't see that. But Araujo going to Juve opens it up for Barcelona again in the room in the squad and wages and whatnot. And then you've got the AC Milan situation. Monaco, no talks. Romano has come out and said that as well. Just like Como FC, Romano has said that nothing is happening right now with Marcus Rashford on that side of things. So AC Milan are very close. United will accept 35 million. That's the price. And I said this morning. I'm not just saying this because that's what I said. I think Rashford's value right now is 35 million. I think that's max. He's not worth any more. The club could probably push more if he does well at a club for a loan period right now until the end of the season. And that's one avenue that they're probably looking at. The other one is this one. Cut price, 35 million, wages gone, money in the bank. You're looking into the summer there. What have you got? Rashford gone, Sancho gone. There's 60 million straight away there. No more wages on the books. You sell Casemiro for 25 million. There's 85 million there straight away in player sales. The three biggest players on United's books gone and away. And then you've got a little bit of room to play with. Then you've got a bit of a negotiation and a bit of money in the bank to actually go start bidding with. And I think that is all important, I think, for Manchester United right now. It's what plans they have got and how quickly they would have to move to get them players in. Are they looking at that with the players that they're moving out? Are they in no rush to move these players out? That's what we've got to talk about more, I think, in this right now. And that's what I'm going to come to the chat to next on what is happening. Marcus Rashford. Where's he going, everyone? Where's he going to end up? I'm not sure. We have some contributions to get to. Thank you, Tom, for donating the membership. Gamer TV, thank you for donating it. It's perfect person to get one today after all his input into the chat already today. Welcome. Please make sure you thank Tom in the chat. Louise is in as well. When someone contributes in any way to the channel, let alone financially, I would suggest it's not banter to complain about the donation, I think, before you type. That is Louise, one of our great mods on the channel, which we have many of, just supporting people and giving everyone a chance and a voice in our chat. And that's what it's all about. We don't kick you out unless you are severely abusive. And we do apologise if there is any mistakes in that, in terms of people being blocked or things like that. But that's not what we're about here in FUTV. You come in the chat to have your say and we have a good old debate. Delon Nunes with the super chat as well. It's Barca. That's who he will want. PR and glamour. I totally agree with you, mate. I really do. I just don't know why this AC Milan thing keeps creeping in. I feel United want to send him to Milan because I think they feel is a better deal long term. Barcelona, I think he will just go because he wants to go to Barcelona. That's his dream move. We talked about that last night. By the way, we've got 2,000 people in the room. Thank you, everybody. Mega numbers for a Saturday night, especially while Dross is on TV. I think Kaz has just sent me a picture there of the City game, which is quite funny. Manchester City using a flag to cover the empty seats in the Etihad. You love it. Things you love to see. Oh, God, it never changes, does it? It never changes. There's probably more Salford fans in that stadium tonight than there is Man City fans anyway. But back into the chat we go. PSR, financial fair play are excuses Ineos and the Glazers use for not spending. No, disagree completely. PSG and Chelsea and City find the money because their owners are rich. No, they don't. That is completely false, Almac. Come on, mate. You know your stuff. You know that they sell players at massive amounts of money. And that's how they balance their books. City sell academy players for 25 million that have never kicked a ball in the Premier League. So do Chelsea. Chelsea sell hotels and the rights to the women's team for massive amounts of money to balance financial fair play and PSR. They find loopholes. United don't run like a football club. Chelsea and City do. That's been the difference. United are just catching up after about 10 years worth of falling behind real clever football business. I'm not saying City on that side of things, but in terms of before the charges came in with City, this is what they do. It's like James Trafford, 25 bleeding million. Let's not forget Cole Palmer as well, who they sold. 100% profit on all of their academy players. This is how City do it. And let's not forget, City just sold Alvarez for 70 million and didn't replace him in the summer. So that's where City's money is right now, in the current market anyway. And we know after all of the charges that got them and all of the rule breaking that got them to where they are now, that is completely unfair. But they are there because they know how to actually make money through players and the football side of things, especially Chelsea more than anyone. I mean, both teams and both clubs are corrupt. We know this. But it's got nothing to do with PSR being used as an excuse, mate. It is real. It always has been real. United have actually been fined for breaching FFP already themselves. So we can't say anything. FIFA have already fined Manchester United. And we are right on the cusp of it. Because David Ornstein has said, look, the Moani deal right now is not happening for Manchester United because they can't afford his wages. That's a stumbling block. PSR right now isn't needed to balance books. Sorry, we don't need to sell players to balance PSR regulations. Ornstein has already come out and said that. We covered that the other day. But if we want to buy anyone, we do have to sell players. We cannot afford the stupid monumental wages that Moani wants. We cannot afford to pay the price that PSG want for Moani. And do you know what? They will probably get the price they want. And again, that goes to show it's clever business from them and how they get things done. It's not right in the prices that they're giving, but people for some reason pay it. What are they doing that we're not? Welcome to the Members Club, Darryl Roberts as well. We have just under 400 likes in the chat, everybody. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Tomorrow we have... we did 2 shows today because I've got 6 live shows tomorrow. It is absolutely stacked. We've got 2 watch-alongs in the United-Arsenal game, and obviously we're doing El Clasico later on as well. We'll have my reaction right after the Arsenal game. Then we'll have a live show with Jay, the breakdown show. We've got the warm-up before the actual game. We've got the morning show at 8 o'clock here on FUTV, and we've got the 9 o'clock paper round on Football Talks as well. I love your support, everybody. Please be there tomorrow for a full day of content. It is absolutely stacked. I'm going to need you alongside me anyway, just to get through it all. It's going to be a busy old day, put it that way. But yeah, on to Marcus Rashford and what's happening right now. Please get your comments in. Black 8 Image says, United should get rid of Rashford once and for all. I have said time without number. That this dude has talent, but his mentality is weak and will get us and won't get us anywhere. This is the right time to end it. I thought the right time was in the summer, personally. After last season anyway, but still, I do agree with you there. It's now time to back Ruben Amorims for calling him out. Otherwise, we're going to look like idiots, and we're just going to basically go back on everything that we've given Ruben Amorims, the power and everything that is good. If Rashford doesn't leave, we're going to look like absolute idiots. They took $250,000 to Ewood Park because City are a massive club. Anything about Eriksen, Casemiro, Lindelof and Malacia? No, Malacia update is exactly the same as it was this morning. Como are trying. United are open for himself to be sold. Nothing on Lindelof because he's still injured. Ruben Amorims did a press conference. He isn't part of the matchday squad. He's injured, so we've got a problem with that, obviously, in trying to sell him. Nothing more on Eriksen right now. And Casemiro is obviously still... We're just waiting for the Saudis to sell the players to make room for Casemiro to come into El Nazar. That's the report on that one and where we're at with that. Let's see what else we've got. Mark, Chelsea will be in deep shit soon when they've got a ton of players on 8-year contracts that they can't sell. Maybe. When Rashford goes, then a loan fee needs to be included. I think United will get a loan fee for Marcus Rashford if they do sell him as a straightforward loan, Andrew. You're right on that one. I just feel like it works better for them in a way. I would be surprised if anybody came in, though, and actually bid the 35 million United would take for Marcus Rashford. Be very, very surprised to see if anything happened with that. But again, like, if, for instance, Napoli, who now will have money from Kvaratskhelia going to PSG, they may want... we know that Conte likes Marcus Rashford. They might all of a sudden go, well, we've got a bit of money here. There's a player there that wants to leave Manchester United. 35 million after we've just recouped, what, 80 for Kvaratskhelia? They could take Rashford and get some on that. So, do you know what? I think United are looking at the situation. They're being very clever. And you could say that this is just me saying crazy things and just thinking in my own little world or whatever you want to say. Why's my light gone off? Oh, I don't know. It's too late now to turn it back on. But you have to look at the scenario, and this is doable. Like we said before, with Juventus going for Rojo, that frees up Barcelona's money to go and get Rashford. I don't think they will buy him, but the Kvaratskhelia leaving in January is big. It's very big, because that puts serious money in the pocket of someone that I know that Napoli have said that they don't want him. Reports have come out that they don't want him. I know, I understand that. But we also do know that Conte has only just come out today and said that Kvaratskhelia wants to leave now. So the situation all of a sudden changes, but United would have known about this all along anyway, because they were obviously inquiring about Kvaratskhelia. So the plot thickens on that side of things, and you can see where I'm going with it. You know what I mean? Put everything together, put all the pieces in at every angle, and look at it and go, well, there's a clear pathway for Rashford to go and go to Napoli if he wants to, if Napoli do come in, that is. And it's all a big if, obviously, but I feel like the Kvaratskhelia move is definitely going to open doors in a few different ways. And I think we just need to be ready for what actually is coming with that one, because I think there could be repercussions, and there could be that could have a ripple effect across the window if Kvaratskhelia does move. And what PSG do, I don't know. But then, obviously, Mouani will definitely need to be gone with a obligation to buy. And so if they take him in, does it open the door for Mendes? Because they need to recoup some money. Does it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I'm looking at everything. Everything is doable right now. I didn't see Kvaratskhelia leaving in January. I really didn't. Not when they're chasing the league title. Especially when Atalanta today drew and they're now clear at the top, Napoli. Everything is going well for them right now, and it just seems very, very strange. And Conte even coming out and saying it seems very, very strange. And I don't get it, but there is angles there that we can look at that are definitely going to open up situations with Manchester United. Okay, moving on. We did touch on all the other players. Apparently, according to Florian Plettenberg as well, Olympiacos have come back in for Antony again. Now, this was poo-pooed and shut down yesterday, but Plettenberg has come out today and said that Olympiacos have come back in. Whether or not that's improved terms or whatever, but they have come back in strongly again for Antony. So we'll see how that one develops. Nothing else on that, and nothing else to really talk about or get into with Antony and his situation right now. But another player, obviously, that is going to be out of the club in the summer by the looks of it. I would keep Antony personally for the squad right now. Someone asked me a question earlier on, would you take Richarlison from Spurs? I personally just think he is another Antony, and we've already got that type of player. You need guarantees right now, not make weights. I think that's the difference and where United are at. I think this is where we need to be clever in the window. And why I've said before, look, I'll wait. If you can't get the player in January that's right for the system, then you wait it out. If Inacio is available on a loan with obligation, then I could see why you would make that happen, because you're not spending money straight away. And United will have money later down the line in the summer transfer window. So that's what we're looking at with that. Fabrizio Romano also did touch on the Amad Diallo situation with his contract, then leading into Kobbie Mainoo's contract, and United now making it a priority number one to get to the negotiation table and thrash out a deal to sign Kobbie Mainoo up to a new contract and extend it past 2030, in fact. So that is where United are at right now with the Kobbie Mainoo situation, just so you're updated on it. Romano has come out with that news today, stating United are now fully concentrating after Amad has been done. And this was said before Christmas as well by Romano, so credit to him for saying it. It's like Mainoo and Amad are top contract talks right now. They are the ones that the club is trying to get sorted, but it's Amad first, he's priority, and then Kobbie Mainoo will come after that. And again, he's come out today now and said that Kobbie Mainoo's contract will be discussed at Manchester United, and that will be all rectified hopefully soon enough. Like I said before, I think by the end of the season or going into the summer, I think Kobbie Mainoo's situation will be all put to bed. I don't think one way or the other, but still, I just feel like it is going to be a case of Manchester United I feel, will give him something in between what he wants. We said it the other day. I just cannot see Kobbie Mainoo leaving. He loves Manchester United. He wants to stay. We know this. So reality tells us that United will end up making something happen contractually, and I think he stays. As for Garnacho, I'm not too sure on that. I think there is still movement for him, and it's going to be very interesting what happens in the summer or maybe even this window with Garnacho yet. Still plenty of time left in this window for things to happen as well. Thanks for the gifted membership and a super chat to say thank you, says Smoke. Love that. Thank you, mate. Brilliant. Zlatan has made his opinions clear on Marcus Rashford's loan to AC Milan. I've seen them report. I've seen what Zlatan has said. I've seen what, obviously, Marcus Rashford and his people feel about Barcelona as well. I think it's, right now, when you look at everything, I think United want to go to Milan. I think that Barcelona, I think that's where Rashford wants to go. That's just where it's at, I feel. Just to read that article, actually, there's a new one that has just come out, actually, so it's a good point there as well from Gamer in the chat. Marcus Rashford could be reunited with former Manchester United teammate Zlatan Ibrahimovic if he moves to AC Milan this month. Marcus Rashford's future at Manchester United remains extremely uncertain, and he could depart in the January transfer window. The English forward has admitted to being open to a new challenge in an interview and has now not appeared for Ruben Amorims since then. Yes, he has. He definitely hasn't. Zlatan Ibrahimovic played alongside Marcus Rashford during his spell at Old Trafford 2016 to 18. In fact, the report claims that Zlatan Ibrahimovic has vouched for Rashford's character following various rumours about his conduct behind the scenes over the last year. I mean, this is where United, I feel, will look at the win-win situation with AC Milan. I think that really there is everything that United are looking for. I think it's going to be a case of Zlatan can take him under his wing or help him out in Italy. And then if he gets better, good. We can get more money for him. I think he has got someone there who will look after him. I think United feel that if it is a straightforward loan to AC Milan, then you've got Zlatan there looking after him. And let's be honest, even Pogba fell in line when Zlatan was at United. He is immensely, what's the word I'm looking for with Zlatan? Impressive, obviously, but influential. I think he does, when he stands up, you sit down, basically. That's a Zlatan. He does have that aura about him. And I think if he is overseeing things, I know he's only an advisor, he's an advisory role, like an ambassador, and he is an advisor to the directors at AC Milan. That is part of his job. But I feel like United would feel that Rashford would be fully concentrated on football, and I don't think he would have the opportunity to stray with Zlatan there. Whereas Barcelona, God knows. Honestly, with that club, you don't know anything that's going on. I think there's a settled ship at AC Milan that United would like to send Rashford to. And then there's the craziness of Barcelona where nobody knows what's going to happen next. So I think that's the reality of it. Milan would be Rashford's best move. Loan obligation with 40 million with add-ons. Good deal for everybody. We'll see. Diaz I think that's how I says that. Adam, I believe Garnacho is more likely to be sold in the summer rather than January. Amorim probably doesn't see him as a fit for the 10 role in the system. I kind of agree with that. I think he is up for grabs in the summer, definitely. Again, though, it's that loan with obligation set up, and there is loads that could actually happen yet in this window alone. Honestly, it is a minefield right now. I go back to what I said again. Kvicha leaving and going to PSG will be massive for this transfer window for so many clubs. Mainoo under contract for 3.5 years. There is no urgency to deal with his contract. He signed an extension last year. No, he didn't. He didn't sign an extension last year. The deal was signed when he came through his first season. Right at the start, it wasn't an extension as such. It was his first real one, and that was nailed down for a few years. But you are right, he has got a long time to go, Almac. So no rush, but people start talking. Issues start to arise. Conversations start happening behind the scenes, and then everything starts going wrong in the changing room. It's better to have players sorted, I feel, and I think play out the rest of this season. Hopefully he keeps up his form right now. And that's pretty much 2 full seasons in. And if he's still doing good and getting better, then let's get to the negotiation table. Let's get this sorted out. But he's still got to play out the rest of the season for me, and then we'll deal with him in the summer. Personally, that's where I'm at with the situation anyway. But still, that is everything. You up to date, everyone? All that's left for me to say is please enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And please do subscribe to Football Talks. That is our other channel. We're going to be busy on that tomorrow alongside FUTV. I'm going to go and have a rest now. I'm going to watch some football, watch some TV, put my feet up for a bit. Like I said, tomorrow we have 6 live shows and a video going out on YouTube. I'm going to be absolutely off my feet. And I want you all there along for the ride as well. Please, everybody, if you can, that will be absolutely epic. I would love that. Thank you for all your support again. Thanks for the super chats tonight. New members, I'm just going to double check I haven't missed anything in there quickly. No, thank you to... Oh, we did miss a gifted membership from Graham. I do apologise. So, Art212, Thomas McCardle, Andy, Graham, Tom, Dylan... London and Smoke, thank you for your contributions throughout the show, everybody. And I will see you all first thing in the morning. I'm going to go get some sleep, some rest. The link is in the live chat right now. Please go across and subscribe to Football Talks. Like the video on the way out. Subscribe to Forever United TV, please, everybody. I'll see you bright and early, 8 o'clock, with all your updates and everything that's come out of the Sunday papers, which is always an interesting one for a show. And I'll bring all of that to you at 8 in the morning. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. I love you all. See you in a bit.